Greetings in the name of Yahuwah and His Son Yahushua Mashiach. My name is Malak Shalomo. Today is the 12th of December 2023. Right now the time is 11:33 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'm gonna do a trade recap I did here on ES. Let's see here. I'm gonna start with. All right, let's go to the open here. All right, so I'm gonna start doing these trade recaps on Bookmap. So you might hear like some of the alerts in the background and stuff like that. So I hope it's not too loud while I'm talking, so it doesn't like overshadow my voice too much. But all right, let's start here, right? So after the CPI news, we had price and I have a cold, so pardon me while I clear my throat for a second. Hold on. Right, so we had this CPI news come out at 8:30, so we were in like a downtrend from that. In my previous video, I took some trades on that, so you can go back to that video and see some of the trades. These are some of the trades here where I went short and stuff like that. So coming into the open here, price broke down from Camarilla S3, which is approximately 46.71. Right, let me make that bigger. Right, so approximately 46.71. You see prices breaking down here at the open 9:30 and cascading all the way down to value area high. Right, so let me just pull this up a little more and spread this out a little bit. Right, so we have like a double pivot zone here at value area high and Camarilla S4, right? So that created the support here. You can see price starting to create support here, created like a preliminary stop and really getting support at that level here. So that's why I wanted to look for a long position. So let's see here. Excuse me. Right, so we broke below Camarilla S4 and value area high.
Absorption
we
buyers
got to
and
the low of like 46.62, and then price started to basically change the structure, right? So looking at the structure here, this is turning out to be a reversal structure. We got that spring test right there. Let me just point that out. Right, so that's the spring below, like below, let's say, the structure right here, right? So that's the preliminary stop, and we basically get two springs below that that level here at Camarilla S4, right? So we dipped 1 point below 46.62. Camarilla S4 is at 46.63, so 1.5 points, and then we had that change of character, right? So when we started to push up here, that's when I started taking some long positions. Enter this long here when we broke above this volume point of control. So this is the developing POC, the developing volume point of control. So I label that POC push when it breaks out of that level. Right, that's that purple line right there. So when we get that breakout and we get that retest, and then we keep going, I label that a POC push, right? So that's labeled there, so I know like if price comes back to this level, it's probably gonna support the price, right? And this is also a daily high volume node, right? So it lines up perfectly. This is why this is actually getting support here, because it's a daily high volume node, right? Excuse me.
Stops NQ buy.
Right, so price retested the volume point of control twice, added to the position when it came down here around, let's see, 46.65.50, added to the position here again at roughly the same price, basically the same price, and we pushed above that. So you see that's like a little small auction right there. So this is how Bookmap shows you like these auction structures that a candlestick chart won't show you, right? So you see you're getting the breakout of the structure, you're getting the retest here of the structure, and then we're going again, right? We're retesting that structure here at 46.6650, and then we're pushing up again. So the bullish run is looking good so far. I'm long here going up to Camarilla S3 and which is a golden pivot zone with the pivot level. So Camarilla S3 and the pivot level is in kind of the same area, 46.71 for Camarilla S3 and 46.70 for the pivot, right? So, excuse me. So price obviously started to get some resistance there. That's to be expected. So I bailed out of the position right here at 46.6925, right? Attempted to go short, which was a mistake, but just looking at the downtrend and this becoming resistance, support becoming resistance, I was looking at the big sell in here, plus it's a break of a structure, right? So let me just show you again, right? So this is basically a structure right here, right? And right here you're getting sort of like a buying climax, right? And then now with the big selling, it's looking like it's going to break down. So that's why I took that trade short. And this is Camarilla S3, and the pivot level is becoming in the theory of why I took that trade, I'm looking for support to become resistance, right? So when that didn't work, stopped out here as we broke back up to Camarilla S3 and also entered a long position again. Right, so watching that structure there, we having the retest of the pivot, went long again on the breakout of the structure.
Sweep RTY.
Came back and retest that this level right here, basically the bottom of the structure or just above it. And then we got the breakout, so I took the breakout long. You can see also that the stops are coming out here as well to the top side. So we're getting stops moving up, right? So when this line breaks to the upside, that red line, that's showing you that stops is coming out. Well, it's basically getting squeezed, right? That's showing you basically that people are getting squeezed. If this is moving down, that means that the buyers are stopping out, right? So ran up here to the pivot TC level, breaking out of the central pivot range, right? So that's the last central pivot range level right there at 46.
Sweep ES.
46,
Absorption buyers ES.
74.
Sweep
right?
NQ. Sweep
So
RTY.
this is also a breakout of a structure here. On a smaller kind of minute level, you see we had that kind of sideways movement, then we broke out. Came back and retest just above it here. Kept pushing higher. Eventually came back and did like a spring test. And that's like a Wyckoff theory term when you get like a break below a previous structure low, right? So let me just point that out there. So let's say that's the structure low right there, and you get the selling just below it, right? And that's that peak below right there, right? So that's just a retest of the central pivot, the top central pivot right there. Let's see. And then we had this double top here. This was a volume point of control, right? This was a level here where I labeled POC push, but that's coming later on where it was a POC fail. At first, I labeled this a POC fail because the volume point of control was at this level and we got the failure here, right? So when it came back, we tested this central pivot range again, auction, found buyers, selling exhaustion. They didn't push price lower. They're running into heavy liquidity at this area here and they couldn't challenge it, right? So
Stops
this is
NQ sell.
284
Stops
on the
NQ
bid,
sell.
so they really couldn't challenge that. And this is a wrong VWAP as well. This is the VWAP line here, right? That's VWAP, right? So found support there. coupled with the central pivot TC. Kept on going higher. As soon as we broke above here, entered this another position right here. Well, added to the position. Added more to the position here as we broke above the structure. As you can see, the liquidity is moving up, supporting price as well. We had a small little stop run right here, nothing to really worry about too much. Buyers came right back in. All right, let me just show that there. So you see those red dots. So that's a stop run right there. Big selling volume. But they stopped right in their tracks here at 46.76, around that level. Eventually came back here again, rotating around this volume point of control, which was at this level at that point in time. Rotated around here, tried to add to the position here at 46.78.25. When we came back and we got like three tries here, or three tests at this low here. And I thought it was gonna break up here, so added to the position there. So that's part of like my strategy. You know, if we get a test and we push back up, so I'm going along with the test. And as you can see here, we tested liquidity again at 46.75. Couldn't break through that liquidity, heavy selling, but stopped right there at the heavy liquidity. As we came up, basically took the same buy entry right here. See, I hope you guys could see that right there, right? So it's basically the same buy entry, breaking out of this kind of structure right here to the high of it. Right, and eventually with this event right here, when we got heavy selling up here, this
Iceberg
was
RTY sell Thunder
this is
Flurry.
a ETH VPOC, and this was Bookmap's VPOC. This was also labeled a POC fail at one point. So when we got this stop run right here, I just exited the position after this level right here.
Stock
Because
run
when we got the
RTY
stop
buy.
run, I was waiting to see what price reaction would be. As you can see here, no real buyers coming to push price back up, right? We have some selling again, small buyers running into this kind of resistance level where we kind of started to really push down on that stop run. Came back, retested that. So as we started to lose this structure here, I just exited the position here at roughly 46.78, right? All right, so buyers came back in, had a big bullish squeeze right here. You see that's a stop run. 1,679 stops came out on that. So the buyers came back in. And let me just show you. The liquidity is moving up as well. So we had heavy liquidity here, 390 on the bid. They moved up, right? Got another stop run here again. So I was just observing price at this point here, trying to see, well, who's going to really win, right? Because you see we have big buyers, big sellers. So let's see who's going to win this little battle here, right? So eventually got this push up here from this volume point of control, and yeah, this ETH volume point of control. Got the push up here again, buyers came back in. Got another big stop run here. So it was kind of getting kind of tricky, you know what I'm saying? So it's looking like we're entering like a rotation around this volume point of control here in the ETH, right? So we broke above it, came back, retested it, had some rotation here, and basically that's where we're at right now. So I just got a little small profit there. I kind of got tired of this kind of rotation here, and like you see this manipulation here where buyers and big buyers and sellers are fighting for positions. I just came out of the trade. I didn't want no parts of it anymore. My real target was actually Camarilla R3 at 46.86. It's looking like we're gonna get up there probably soon. Who knows if they're gonna just sell again, because As you see, we have these big sellers coming in here at around 46.84. So they really got to get some initiative buyers coming in at this level. You see this, there's the developing volume pointer control. Right now, it moved up. Let me just show you that. So it moved up from this level. This is the POC push level here, right? And it moved up to this level right here. So if that breaks above that level right now, I'm gonna label that again. Let's just anticipate the breakout, right? So you can see how I do this. And this is my volume column right here. Just go in here, scroll down, grab that, hit OK, and that's a POC push right there. So let's see if it's gonna actually break above. Let's see how long is the video. 16 minutes so far. So let's see if and let me see if I could take a paper trade here. Right, so that's my paper trade. That's 4 points. 4 points on the stop. And let's see what's my target. Usually my target I think is like 20 points above. So this is overnight high right here at roughly 46.96. So let's see if we get a little push up at least to Camarilla R3 right now. So that's part of one of my strategies. When we break above these developing volume pointer controls, you get big buyers. I enter a long trade, plus we're actually breaking above structure here as well. Right, so you can see that structure right there. We haven't broke above the structure as yet. So let's see, but we're breaking out of the developing POC right here. So let's see if we get some continuation. And like I said before, we got big buyers somewhere right here. I mean big sellers. Right, so you see they created a massive stop run right here. Right, so 2,084 contracts came out in that stop run right there. And that's from, like, they see the exhaustion in the buyers right there. You see how the buyers are not pushing price higher. We have heavy liquidity up there. And the initiative sellers just stomped on price and took that down. Let's see, we have heavy liquidity here, 345 on the ask at 46.8725. So let's see if that's scaring price away or if price is attracted to that right now. I'm trying to keep this video to probably like 20 minutes. So right now we have like a minute and a half to go. Let's see if this is gonna make a move. All right, this was another POC area right here. So in advance, I'm going to try and label that a POC push. Hopefully we don't get the rejection there because price already rejected from that area. So let's see, I'm going to label it a POC push and see if we could get that push above that as well. Now, if you look at this, right, let's go down to like a microstructure right here. You can see that the buyers are hitting liquidity, but they can't overcome or they can't absorb the liquidity. The liquidity is absorbing them. So this is probably showing signs of reversal if they don't get through these levels. So that's why they have to come back and attempt, right? They have to go big and absorb that liquidity right there. Right, so that liquidity was 181 and what transacted was 60. So they didn't get all of it. Right, so you see prices moving back down.
Stops and Q sell.
Back to the volume
Stops and Q sell.
And at this point
Sweep
here,
NQ.
let's
Stops NQ sell.
see we're losing the developing volume point of control again. So let's see in a reversal, like if I'm taking a short, I'm looking for a retest of, right, like how it's retesting right now, and to get a move down. Now if it does that, I'm gonna just stop out of this trade.
Stops NQ sell.
And it's looking like it's doing that. It's gonna break the lows, so just flatten that, right? And just relabel that here to a POC fail. All right, yeah, so
Stops NQ buy.
that's the trade recap. That's how I kind of do my thing. That's how I trade around certain levels, like the volume point of control and Camarilla R3 as targets, as rejection, Camarilla S3, the pivot as support here. So
Absorption sellers
took a nice
NQ.
little long off of Camarilla S4. Let's see if I could do this again in case this is actually breaking out. Nah, I wouldn't take another long here. The liquidity is looking like it's pushing down on it too much. They're probably gonna squeeze it eventually, but it's not like a good it's not a high probability trade in my eyes right now. Alright, also it's Malak Sholomo. Let me just switch across here. So right, this was the small profit on the day. Nothing to really write home about. And at least we green, right? So I got kind of chopped up a little earlier, so I just like at the open I did a little, I kind of let price lead me a little bit, so I got chopped up a little bit, and I just took some small sizes today. I didn't really overdo it. All right, y'all, so it's Malak Shalomo. Y'all trade safe and stay blessed.